of advice do you have to homeowners?
Practicing that preparedness. Starting the conversation now is always going to be a benefit to any association out there.
And welcome to Recovery Report Live. I'm Dan Odess, President of GlobalPro, where we manage your risk to recovery, and we have managed more than $1 billion in recovery. We represent many community associations and business owners in their loss and recovery, as well as placing insurance and many other facets of the insurance process, because it is a cycle. There is no definitive start or beginning, start or end to it. There's always a beginning when you get your first policy, but once you're locked in there and you're moving and you're getting new policies and renewals and acquiring new assets, it's a cycle. And that's why we have the signature process, Ready, Recover, Rebuild, to help you from start to end. And we want to make sure that as you go through that cycle and you continue to renew, have losses, recover, rebuild, we want to make sure you stay within that cycle and you continue to benefit from insurance, because insurance is very important to us as business owners and community associations. And we want to make sure that we're getting what we need, and we're making sure that as we're in that process, from obtaining the insurance policy to recovery to rebuilding to starting it all over again and continuing to go around and around, that you have the information you need. So continue to tune in here at the Recovery Report Live. Today's broadcast, we were supposed to have on a special guest, but unfortunately due to some technical issues, we have rescheduled that for next week. But I wanted to continue to provide you information you can use as business owners, community associations. So I'm going to give a short, real quick, concise broadcast about some of the things that are maybe impacting you as policyholders. First up, legislation. Here in the state of Florida, we had some approvals on some bills, the House Bill 305. Very concerning for us as policyholders, something that we definitely want to track. Your access to advocates, your rates are supposed to become steady and not increase, but anywhere in the bill, it doesn't even reference anything such as that. What it does is it restricts your access to assistance. It restricts your ability to protect yourself, to make sure that you get the full benefit that you're entitled to for your insurance. Rates are continuing to go up. We would expect them to continue to go up. But the bill was really built on the basis of trying to help mitigate the cost of insurance, but nowhere in the bill does it actually suggest how it's going to mitigate it. All it does is mitigate your access to assistance and mitigates your benefits that you're entitled to. I can't understand how this bill has really gotten this far. It's unfortunate as policyholders, business owners, as community associations, that you have to deal with something like this. We'll see where it goes. There's still some more work that needs to be done before we get to the end of this, but we'll see. Again, this is a cycle, just like the insurance cycle that we talked about. So while it may fail this time, we expect these anti-consumer issues to arise again as they have in the past, and we kind of go through that cycle again. Some updates in Texas. Obviously, we're hearing a lot of complaints and issues with policyholders regarding insurance and recovery and dealing with claims on these denials, and the way in which, large part, I believe, because of how people have reported their loss and damage. Be very careful. If you need assistance with this stuff, please let us know. We have been actively answering questions and fielding inquiries regarding whether it's dealing with the claims they have now or obtaining the insurance in the future. Like I said, it's a cycle. There's no definitive beginning or end once you've purchased your first policy. So we want to, again, make sure that as you get new insurance, you're getting what you need. And as you're recovering from loss, you obviously, what do you do with that money? How do you protect yourself in the future when you start to rebuild? Those are questions you should be asking yourself. Those questions you should be considering right now as you're going through the recovery phase. If you've gotten actually paid by your insurance company and you start to rebuild. Again, don't confuse the idea of recovering with rebuilding. Recovering is getting paid. Rebuilding is actually putting the pieces back together. There's a lot of confusion we see all the time when it comes to those things. So we want to make sure that you're leveraging your insurance, making sure that you're getting from it what you're entitled to, and making sure that you're getting the full benefits that you're entitled to under that policy. Storm season right around the corner. Again, the date has been moved up. Earlier this year, there's already been some activity with regards to cyclones. The weather here, just as we saw in South Florida, I mean, extreme storm condition just this past week. And I mean, it just really, the wind just came through, the rain, the thunderstorm. So we're heading into those summer months, we're heading into those summer storms. So prepare yourself, get the information you need. And the resources are here available to you 24/7. So make sure that you guys are ready, getting ready for the storm season. It's expected to be a very active one. 17 storms predicted. On average, it's about 12. So very active storm season. They're starting it early. I mean, all things are not shaping up to really be that great of a year for us here in the coastal regions. However, out west in California, Colorado, drought, they're expecting fires. I mean, again, guys, get yourself ready for the summer, get yourself ready for the storm season, get yourself ready for the fire season. Make sure that you have all the things that you need, the information. Make sure you're fortifying your business, community association for the what if, because a lot of times it's really not a what if, it's just a when. And we want to turn that what if into a when, so we practice the when rather than the what if. I think we'll be a little bit better mindset. Last thing I want to talk about, resiliency. I touched on in the last couple of broadcasts. The idea about fortifying our cities and being resilient also must take into consideration property in and around us. There's a lot of new construction being announced. There's a lot of new projects going up. If you are a community association and there's a project nearby, we encourage you all to contact us. That's what this broadcast was supposed to be about. We will be broadcasting it next week. It's a very important topic. I want to make sure that you're tuning in every week on the Recovery Report Live. The information you can use as policyholders, whether it's from obtaining insurance to recovering from a loss or rebuilding. We want to prepare you for the process. Again, like us, subscribe us to all our social media platforms. We want to provide you the information you need. We are your source for insurance news you can use. Thank you for joining this week on a short, abbreviated broadcast. We'll be back next week with a whole lot of information regarding nearby construction damages and issues that are going on. I can't wait to be joined by James LaGreca of DSS. It's going to be an important broadcast, something that I think is going to get played over and over again, and information that you can use, particularly as community associations, business owners in those areas which are getting heavily developed. So we'll see you next week here on the Recovery Report Live.